Good morning and good evening, everyone. I am Anita Rani KV, PhD scholar, Department of Sericulture, University of Agriculture Sciences, Bangalore. Uh, Now I'm presenting one of the objective of my research, analysis of antimicrobial biomolecules of Adathoda vesica capable of controlling silkworm diseases. India is the second largest silk producing country after China, and it is a tropical country where the temperature is high and it is more favorable for silkworm diseases, that is maybe viral diseases, bacterial diseases, fungal, and also protozoan diseases. The silkworm is mainly susceptible to different diseases, and it is an economically important insect, and it is must to control those diseases to minimize or to prevent the disease causing pathogens. And the silkworm flagellum is mainly caused by both the virus and bacteria. The viruses may be nuclear polyhedrosis virus, cytoplasmic polyhedrosis virus, infectious flagellum, and densonucleosis virus. And some of the bacteria may be bacillus, staphylococcus, and streptococcus. This disease is caused by in combination of both virus and bacteria, and sometimes the only virus may cause flagellum, that is viral flagellum, and bacteria alone can cause this flagellum, that is bacterial flagellum. Now I am discussing on the flagellum which is caused by both virus and bacteria. And the main symptom of this disease is the worm become flaccid, and it turns to brownish black or black color after death. And the main objective of this study is to estimate the antimicrobial biomolecules of Adathoda vesica against viral and bacterial pathogens of silkworm. There are some silkworm disease management strategies. Among the disease management strategies, the use of disinfectants is the major one, which helps to control or prevent many diseases in the silkworm. Among disinfectants, the surface disinfectants and best disinfectants, those are the two types. And the surface disinfectants are mainly helps in controlling diseases and spray to silkworm rearing house and also appliances. And bed disinfectants are mainly dust on silkworm body during rearing. And these both surface and bed disinfectants are chemical based. These are toxic and some having a residual effect on the bed, and these may cause some respiratory problems to humans while dusting on the silkworm body. So that we are trying botanical based bed disinfectants which are organic, and the residual toxicity is less, and they are safe to human beings. We screened many medicinal plants which are having antimicrobial property, and finally we selected Adathoda vesica, which is having more of antimicrobial biomolecules and antimicrobial properties. So we selected this, and the leaves were shade dried and made into fine powder. And using this powder, we extracted the extract using by Soxhlet extraction by using two solvents, that is methanol and water. By using these two solvents, we separated methanolic leaf extract and aqueous leaf extract. After that, we go for estimation for both methanolic and aqueous leaf extract. So this is the qualitative and quantitative analysis of biomolecules. The methodology used for analysis. For alkaloid estimation, for the qualitative analysis, Mayer's test was conducted, and for tannins and phenols, ferric chloride test, that is the quantity of reagent used is different, and the color formation is also different for both the compounds. And for proteins, I have used ninhydrin test. For carbohydrates, it is Mollis test, and for flavonoids, sodium hydroxide test. And for quantitative analysis of the compounds, for alkaloids, Dragon-Droff test. For tannins, Folin CO-Cal2 method, and for the phenols also Folin CO-Cal2 method. Here the quantity of reagents used, and also the OD measured at a different nanometer is also different. And proteins by Loris method, and carbohydrates by Newalting and Benfield's method. And finally, the flavonoids are estimated by Down method. These are the six groups of biomolecules were estimated, and the quantity of biomolecules present in both aqueous and methanolic extract were estimated. Here, 1.44 microgram of alkaloids were present in aqueous extract, and 29.3 microgram of tannins, 30.8 micrograms of phenols, 12.8 micrograms of proteins, 10.3 micrograms of carbohydrates, and 14.1 microgram of flavonoids per ml of extract was present in the extract. And in the methanolic extract, 11.43 microgram of alkaloids, 46.9 micrograms of tannins, 38.2 micrograms of phenols, 19.2 micrograms of proteins, 18.5 micrograms of carbohydrates, and 61 micrograms of flavonoids per ml of extract is done. Here we can observe the difference between alcoholic and methanolic extract. In the methanolic extract, all the antimicrobial compounds, that is alkaloids, tannins, phenols, proteins, carbohydrates, and flavonoids, these are having more content in the methanolic extract compared to aqueous. This is because all the compounds were high and readily soluble in methanol solvent compared to aqueous. So we can conclude that the methanolic extract having more of antimicrobial biomolecules compared to aqueous extract. Finally, I'm concluding that the methanolic leaf extract of Adathoda vesica found the highest content of biomolecules compared to aqueous extract. This is because highest solubility of compounds in the methanol compared to aqueous extract. And these biomolecules have strong antimicrobial bioactivity on both viral and bacterial pathogens of silkworm. Here, the antimicrobial biomolecules present in Adathoda vesica are form an aggregation of viral and bacterial pathogens and inhibit the multiplication and release of virions into the silkworm body. This is the mechanism which is operated in the silkworm body by these antimicrobial biomolecules. And this outcome of the study has practical relevance in controlling the silkworm diseases. Now, I would like to thank University of Agriculture Sciences, GKVK Bengaluru, for providing facilities for my research. And I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. R.N. Bhaskar, Professor, Department of Sericulture, Dr. Manjunath Gowda and Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Professors, Department of Sericulture, and Dr. K.N. Srinivasappa, Professor, Department of Horticulture. And finally, I would like to thank Dalhousie University Faculty of Agriculture for providing me an opportunity for present my research. Thank you.